Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Diabetic Triathlete. I'm your host, Mike Razor, here in New York City. It is negative 7 degrees out here. So, anybody that's not in New York, God bless you. If it's warmer, I thank you for experiencing the heat because you don't want to be out here in negative 7 degrees. Um, anyway, today is day 6 of the 30-day challenge, and today was my workout day, and so I decided to incorporate a couple of clips of my workout, which is not many. The gym was kind of crowded, and the only thing that I did today anyway was ride the Peloton. And the Peloton, I did an hour and 15 minutes on the Peloton with various cadences while watching the screen of some island somewhere in the world, and it looked nice. And so the videos that they have are awesome. I think it helps with the transition through starting from 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, an hour, because the longer it gets, the more you may get distracted, and so you have to keep focused. Sometimes I catch myself checking the time on the Peloton just to see how long it's been, and it'll feel like 2 minutes and it'll only be 30 seconds. Yeah, it's crazy. But this is what the process is. So early on in a couple of earlier videos, I explained that I use Training Peaks as a way to schedule my workouts. And what Training Peaks does is, one, if you sign up for the membership, I think it provides you with group opportunities and various other things. But what I decided to do was utilize it where I would get one of the trainers that are part of the Training Peaks program, purchase their workout plan for triathlon, and then incorporate that triathlon schedule into the calendar that's on Training Peaks. In Training Peaks, they have the calendar, they have specific breakdown of how you will work out. Each time the schedule is placed on the specific day. So today, for example, it was only a bike, and it was an hour and 15 minutes. And so I did the bike, hour and 15 minutes. Now I have to say that when you're on a bike for that long, you want to get bike shorts to cushion, because your butt will go numb. And you don't want that to happen, because it begins to hurt after a while. So that's number one. But number two, the way that my schedule works, for example, is I have 2 programs. One is beginner to intermediate, and the other one is advanced. And the advanced program is working me towards the triathlon. So I'm doing biking, running, and swimming more consecutively throughout the week than I am at the beginning and intermediate phase. The beginning and the intermediate phase starts you off with doing 3 days a week, whichever days you choose on Training Peaks. And those days, you'll say, like today, like one day, like today, you'll do the bike for an hour and 15 minutes. They won't start you off at an hour and 15 minutes, just to let you know. They might start you off with 30 minutes, 45 minutes on the bike, that kind of thing. And then the next day, or the next 2 days, you'll jog for 20 minutes And then you'll swim maybe 700 yards or something to that effect. Then later on in the month, what'll happen is this is the beginning intermediate schedule. Later on in the weeks, your schedule will begin to increase in time as far as workout is concerned. So instead of you doing 30 minutes on the bike, now you're doing 45 to an hour, an hour and 15, 2 hours. If you're jogging on a treadmill or just jogging in general, it'll go from jogging for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to you actually doing 2 miles, 1 mile, 3 miles, that kind of thing. And then the same thing goes for swimming from 700 yards to 1,000 yards, 1,500, that kind of thing. Now, the advanced schedule that I have, it starts you off with you're working out almost every day of the week. Okay, so we're talking about 4 to 7 days worth of workout. And within that time period, you'll have one day where you're swimming for a certain amount of yards for a certain amount of time. For speed, you might be running for 3 miles, 5 miles, 45 minutes an hour. And the same thing with the bike. You might go and do 45 minutes of the bike, an hour and 45 minutes on a bike, that kind of thing. But it incorporates days where you're doing 2 workouts at a time. So which is called the brick session, where you would go from swimming 1,500 yards within a certain time frame to getting up, changing your clothes, and getting on the bike and riding the bike for 45 minutes or for a certain amount of yards or whatever. And then towards later on in the workout program, you're now doing 3 workouts within that day, or you're doing 2 sessions, 2 brick sessions. So you'll do swimming and bike for the morning session, and then the afternoon session you would do running and weightlifting, something to that effect. And the reason for this is because it's getting you ready for that triathlon transition. It's getting you ready for swimming, not in the ocean yet, but it's getting you ready for at least swimming indoors, to going from swimming to right on the bike, from the right on the bike to running. And that's how the triathlon usually works. Now, the Acorn triathlon that happens every year, they have indoor. I think they have both indoor and lake. But as for beginners, you start off in the swimming pool in their community gym. You do the swim for a certain amount of laps back and forth, which would equate to how many yards it would take for you to swim in the lake. And then you would get up and then you would hop on your bike and get to riding however many miles it was required. If you're doing half marathon, it's different from the full marathon, etc. And then from there, you would get off the bike and you would jog the rest of the way or run the rest of the way. So these programs are different. There are various coaches and various people that help you out with this process. So anybody interested, you don't even have to be doing triathlon. You could start, say, for example, just going to the gym and just doing it until you feel comfortable. You could start off with 5Ks to get your body going, so you'll work out. And this, what helped me a lot was signing up for programs where I know that this is the date that I have to do the 5K. This is the date that I have to do the 10K, etc., etc. and this is the date that I have to do the triathlon. And what I did was it kept me in that state of mind when I didn't feel like working out at times. I didn't feel like going to the gym. I didn't feel like getting up. It's cold outside. It kept me in that frame of mind to say, well, you have to do it, because if you don't, then you're not going to be fully ready or committed for this event that you paid for. Because all of these events you got to pay for. Whether you get paid at the end or just get a trophy, that's another thing. Well, that's another point, actually. Some of these programs, when you get higher into the event space, there are trophies that you win, big trophies, and then there's also prizes like monetary prizes that you win also. Sometimes you just win a T-shirt, sometimes you win a medal, and sometimes it's just for a cause. Sometimes it's just for curing a disease or something to that effect. And, your payment towards the event and your sacrifice for working out helps in the process of them to their cause. So just be mindful of that. And these are the options that you have going through this transition. Even like finding cures for diabetes, that kind of thing, whatever ailments that you might be going through. This is an opportunity for you to show that you're committed and show that you are willing to push the bar to that next phase. Now, I always say, I'm not expecting for everybody to do this thing wholeheartedly, 100%, all in. I'm not expecting for that to happen, and I'm not expecting for it to happen right away. I know some folks have mind over matter. Some folks are stronger than others, and great. If you have the ability to do it, do it. Okay? Some people like working out. Some people like running. Some people like doing this thing regularly, and great. Do it. Do it. For those who are just starting out, who are in the limbo stage of, you're sick, or you found out you have some type of ailment and you're trying to transition, you're trying to figure out the best way for you to heal and become better. Working out is always a good way to start, okay? Even if it's just walking around the neighborhood, walking on a treadmill. When you swim, just swim a little bit, or walk in the water. And yeah, this is a gradual process, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want lifelong change, or do you want temporary success? That's what's important right now. So with that being said, I'm encouraging you to succeed. I'm encouraging you to continue your growth no matter what age you are. Keep going, keep growing, keep showing out. This is your time. This is your growth. It's nobody else's. You're not doing this for anybody else but yourself. Okay? Understand that. And you'll have a lot of naysayers. You have a lot of people who ask you questions. If you start talking about it, people, well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You always do this. No, don't listen to nothing that they got to say. This is your life. This is your world. This is what you are planning to do. This is what makes you happy, or this is where you know that you're doing better than you did before. So just know that. Now, transitioning a little bit off from the workout, your eating habits and your healing process throughout the workout is going to be very important, because once you start working out like this, you are going to start feeling hungry a lot. You are going to feel, at some point, your body's going to feel sore, because you're working muscles you haven't worked before, haven't worked in a while. Okay, don't feel bad if you have to take a rest, if you have to take a break. Go ahead and take that break. There was times where when I first started, I was doing it, and then 3 days later, my entire body was sore. And even though I still had to go to work, I when I got home, I made sure I took a nap. I made sure I rested. I didn't overdo it, but I made sure I rested enough to where my body was able to get back to working out the next day, next 2 days, that kind of thing. The other thing, just thinking about this, is your attire for workout is very important when you're running, biking, and swimming. Okay, and when you're doing a triathlon, that's a whole nother process. That'll be another video in itself as far as rules, as far as attire. There's a whole bunch of processes that go into that. But for you who are going in, working out in general, understand when you get on that bike, for example, you need bike shorts or you need some form of cushion for the seat, because when you're working out, what ends up happening is you sit on the seat for so long and your muscles are moving so much that it starts to get sore. So you want that cushion. You want those bike shorts. You could try to find some discount bike shorts in Amazon, Google, or what have you. There's various shops like that'll have discounts, like Trek. If you go to trek.com, they sell the bikes, but if you go into their shops, they also have various discounts on supplements, on socks, and various other things. Socks is another thing. So you have your bike shorts and you have socks that are compression socks for when you run, when you bike. That way it constricts the blood flow to your veins, and the flow moves smoother through your body. Okay? So bike shorts, compression socks for the biking. For the biking. For the running, you definitely want those compression socks, and you want shorts that are running shorts. So the running shorts you may have seen in various stores, and they'll have an underlying lining that fits to your skin. The reason why you need the bike shorts is because of chafing, where if you run for a long period of time, even if it's like 45 to an hour, sometimes chafing happens around your legs, and it'll start burning, and your skin will rub against each other and create a rash and rip, and it'll start bleeding. It's not a good feeling at all. It's happened to me. There was a day when I did 9 miles of running, not realizing that because I didn't have my the proper shorts that day, that I was chafing, and try to put some peroxide water, just water, on that. Not even peroxide, just try water and see how bad it stings. You don't want to deal with that. All right, so you want to get those shorts. Make sure it has the tights on the inside and the outside is regular shorts, and then the compression socks. So that's for the running. The biking, again, is the bike shorts with the pads, and then the compression socks. So 2 separate things. Now the swimming, when you're swimming, you want to, you're fine with regular swim shorts in the beginning. You may want to get, what's it called? Fish shoes, not fish shoes. What is it called? Anyway, there's various mechanisms that you can use when you're swimming to strengthen your swim posture and your pace and what have you. So you could get fins, so swim fins that you put on your feet. It'll help you to maneuver through the water faster. You could get a buoy or something that'll hold your weight up. That'll also help you with your body's trajectory through the water, and it'll make it easier for you to swim in the beginning stages of swimming and get your body to swim the proper way. Okay, so that's biking, swimming, and running. Also, too, my suggestion is to get you a Wahoo Fit. This allows you to check and it's waterproof. So when you're swimming, it allows you to check your lap speed. It allows you to check your running speed when you're running, and your bike distance and speed when you're biking. Also, I'm a member of the Whoop. Excuse that, I tapped that. Whoop as well, which I have a link in the description. If you guys get a Whoop, this will help you out. Also, it'll give you your cadence. It'll give you your heart rate. It'll give you your sleep patterns. It has a whole plethora of things, especially with the new program that it has with cadence, in terms of which cadence is best for you and when running, etc., etc. So Whoop, WHOOP. Check the description for the link. Wahoo is what I use also. And yeah, so hopefully you guys got a little bit out of this. Continue to grow, continue to work out, continue with your positive eating habits. And like I said, send messages on the link. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.